So y'all, there's some things we got to talk about, and it's going to be a whole lot of hurt feelings. So get prepared to be offended, get in your bag, but I'm just going to shoot it real because that's the only way I know how to shoot it. I want to talk about Tommie and these drugging allegations that now several contestants for her show have come forward and accused somebody in Tommie's team, camp, or vicinity of drugging them. Then we've got to get into this Akbar V. Her daughter is being ill and how the internet is attacking her for previously attacking Cardi. And last but not least, I can't get into Jeanie Mai using racial tropes to villainize Jeezy in the midst of their divorce. Y'all want to talk about it? I hope you're ready. Here we go. There's something on my mind, and I can't hold it in any longer. What Tamia said, turn around. Don't just turn the radio down. I don't want to hear a aura. No, don't. But wait a minute. I can sit here and sing this whole song, but y'all don't be liking what I sing. I don't give a damn. Click off my channel then, helper. Anyway, y'all, the internet has been a really peculiar place this week. The last part of this year, the internet has just been the wild, wild west of buffoonery. Let's get into a contestant. Now, first of all, I didn't even know Tommie had a show situation going on, but I guess Natalie Nunn and everybody else got shows. You might as well give another damn unhinged person a show. You got Tommie, you got Natalie Nunn, you got Christian, you got Jocelyn. Let's just send the whole black race to hell while we at it, but we'll talk about that later in a whole nother video. So Tommie was holding auditions for a show, and there was a young man that, took to social media, got in her DMs, and was just expressing that he believed that he had been drugged, that, he was given drinks on the set of the audition, and that, he got sick afterwards. And Tommie had, a very non-concerning tone when it came to responding to the young man, letting him know that that wasn't her team and it's your fault and you shouldn't take anything everybody gives you, and basically told the young man to go fucking kick rocks, all right? That was that, and I honestly thought the story was going to die down at that. Shortly thereafter, another young lady came forward after seeing this young man's cry for help, stating that, oh my God, I was at that audition too, and I experienced the same thing. Okay, now once is a mistake, twice is a habit and or a pattern. And it's like, okay, the likelihood of two people getting sick at the same event, claiming the same thing, that they've been drugged or something was in their drink, it definitely makes somebody say something in the milk definitely is not clean. And instead of Tommie cussing that girl out or coming to the internet and cussing out, quite frankly, she started backpedaling and pussy popping. And here is where things got interesting. I'm confused at how when the first young man said something about being drugged, Tommie had an attitude. When the second young lady came forth and spoke about being drugged, now all of a sudden Tommie's got compassion and she magically has an idea of where said chemicals and or druggings may have happened. Mama says, oh, that there were contestants, there were people at the show giving out products and it must have been them. I just find it peculiar how you went from nobody was drugged, nobody drugged you, to, oh, it came from over there. It's sounding to me like Tommie knows something. It's sounding to me like Tommie knows more than she is putting on. And, honestly and truthfully, when we start talking about these baddies, bad girls, Zeus type settings, Jocelyn's cabaret type settings, I don't put it past anyone involved that they try to get people loosened up so they can act a damn fool. Now, I don't know if these two people have went and gotten a toxicology report, and by this time, they're probably, whatever was in their system is probably gone and has been metabolized already, so they probably can't figure out what it was. But this is very much giving, let's fill the contestants up with something and film how they react and get them loose. Now, there is no secret on the sets of some of y'all very popular reality TV shows, especially in the green screens, that they feed them people alcohol, especially on Love and Hip Hop. I've been there. I've witnessed it. I know people on the cast. It's just what they do. Honestly and truthfully, when people are inebriated, they make better television. But the fact that two people have come forward and said that they have been drugged, both male and female, it's giving somebody involved with what's going on may be culpable in this situation. Because you always have to ask yourself, when money is missing or a crime is committed, who benefits? Who benefits? Now, there's an argument that could be made. There could have been some sick man on the set that was trying to drug girls and take them back to his hotel room. Possibility. But then how do you explain the young man? Was the person that doing the drugging, were they bi? Or did the young man make a mistake and drink a drink that was intended for one of the young ladies? We don't know. I am hedging my bets on the fact that people were fed substances in an attempt to get them to act wild and crazy during audition. That's my honest opinion. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm here to tell you it's 100% speculation. And this is not going to look good for Tommie and her team if anybody else comes forward. And it's giving that Tommie had a conversation with legal, HR, the head of the network, somebody from her team that was like, you need to dial back your tone and your response, and we need to figure this thing out because shit is about to hit the fan. All it's going to take is one more person to come from that audition and say that they were drugged. And it is a wrap for whatever it is that Tommie got going on moving forward. Tommie, I ain't got no issue with you. I take exception with the way you act sometimes when you out in public and doing things and how you represent yourself, but that's between you, your God, and where you plan on going after you die, heaven and or hell. But baby girl, you need to tighten up. Whatever is going on, sis, from a legal standpoint, I ain't even got 3 community college credits in legal. I wouldn't be offering they ass water. Okay, tell they ass to bring their own damn lunchbox when they come to the audition. For liability purposes, I wouldn't offer their ass cookies, Tic Tacs, and or water. Eat before you come and drink after you leave. Goddamn. Now let's get into something that's real interesting that's really been trending. Akbar V, her daughter, Cardi B, and the word karma. First and foremost, we want to send our prayers out to Akbar V. Akbar has taken to social media and she is crying, expressing the fact that her daughter is in the hospital and she is fighting for her life. And trolls on the internet, people who are not fans of Akbar V or just bystanders who've observed Akbar V's behavior in the past, a lot of their responses to her cries and her prayer requests are filled with no compassion or empathy. It was just a few days prior to Akbar's daughter going into the hospital for whatever undisclosed issue that she's having right now that Akbar V inserted herself in the Cardi B and Offset drama. And it's funny because I feel like a lot of people out there who are huge Nicki fans, they come at Cardi B and insert themselves negatively in Cardi B's business in an effort to gain favor with Nicki Minaj. And I don't know if Nicki has signaled to these people that she likes that type of stuff and that's why they keep doing it, or they do it on their own volition. But a lot of people are saying, Akbar, this is your karma. This is your karma for kicking Cardi B while she was down. Cardi B was crying about her marriage, about how this man was treating her. She was at her breaking point. And Akbar V inserted herself, basically saying, why you crying over a nigga? You need to listen to Future. You need to boss up, so on, so on, so forth. Adding fuel to a fire. And again, inserting herself in something that had nothing to do with her. Now, depending on what creed and moral code you live by, kids are off limits. Not where I come from. All right. I'm to be honest with you, not where I come from. I come from a place of ruthless, ratchet, raggedy bitches who don't give a damn. And your child, your grandma in the wheelchair, and your dead granddaddy is the first thing that they are going for. And it just sucks because Akbar is in the middle of a storm and it's hitting hard. It's hitting differently when people are saying this stuff to her. Some people do believe it's Akbar's karma. I'm not here to judge if it's her karma or not. Jesus ain't called me and told me anything, and I don't know karma. The only karma I know is the one that Mama Joyce was finna fight down to the Davis bridal when Candy was trying to get married. That's the only karma that I know. But I always say this. You can't do wrong to a motherfucker and tell them how mad to get. You cannot do wrong to somebody and tell them how to retaliate. You got people out there who are sitting back waiting on your most vulnerable moment in order to pounce on you. Now, do I think it's right to kick this girl while she's down and while she's fighting over her daughter? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what do they say? All is fair in love and war. You know what I'm saying? All is fair in love and war. It don't make it right. It don't make it feel good, but all is fair in love and war. And to be honest with you, and I have been saying this for the longest, Akbar wouldn't even be experiencing what she's experiencing right now if she would keep her business off of social media. And I get that there's an argument that could be made that she was asking for prayer requests and wanted people to pray for her daughter, and that's why she took to social media. I get that. But I'm just not personally big on putting my most vulnerable moments on social media. I'm going to tell you what bothered me about Akbar in this situation with her daughter. Your daughter is in the hospital fighting for her life, per your words, and you take the time out to write this whole haiku to Jason Lee. You take the time out to get online and make videos, going live, talking to the people. Why are you talking to anybody? Your attention needs to be focused on your daughter. Turn your damn phone, delete that damn app. What's going on in the outside world is distracting you from what the hell you need to be focused on. You need to be focusing all of your attention, your energy, your maternal instincts, your everything on your daughter. In this situation, forget Jason Lee, forget Cardi B, and damn sure forget these random ass people on the internet who you do not know and who do not wish you well. Some do, some don't, but it don't matter. These people are inconsequential to your life and inconsequential to the outcome of whatever health scare your daughter is having. Get your ass the hell off the damn internet. Put that damn phone down and go in there and be with your baby. I just don't understand, like, when are folks going to learn that social media is not your friend? I am honestly of the belief that social media is the single-handedly biggest piece of destruction to American society. I can't speak on other countries. Social media has completely fucked us up. It's completely fucked us up. And honestly and truthfully, I wish that we could go back, get in a time machine, and go back to a simpler day and a simpler time. Take us back to the 90s. Honestly and truthfully, life was just better in the 90s. We are overexposed. We're giving too much of people's personal business. People overshare. People do not know how to relate to each other anymore. People don't know how to contain their emotions. People don't understand healthy ways of coping. Everybody's being bullied. Everybody is a hood news reporter. Everybody is everything and a whole bunch of nothing at the same goddamn time. All right? Now is not the time for me to sit up here and beat up on Akbar and question her motherhood. But now Akbar is damn sure not the time for you to be on social media. Social media and what a whole bunch of bitches who live in the middle of Oklahoma and Wisconsin got to say in the comment section would be the last thing I would be worried about if my family member was in a health crisis. I just don't understand, folks. And granted, I don't know how old Akbar is. I'm willing to bet that she's closer to my age than she is to the younger ones. It would just seem to me that her natural instinct would have told her to get her ass off of social media and handle her business when it came to her daughter. Stop being distracted. Your energies and your prayers need to be focused on your daughter. Cardi B and Jason Lee can wait. But Akbar, truth be told, we don't get to decide how karma, revenge, or whatever the case shows up at our door. We don't get to decide that. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, depending on your belief system, this could be Akbar's karma for jumping in stuff that she didn't have nothing to do. I'm not here to say that. I'm not here to judge it, and I hope not. At this moment, we just going to pray and hope that Akbar's daughter pulls through, and hopefully when Akbar and family come through this, it makes Akbar a better person. Last but not least, I got a problem with Jeanie Mai. Now, you know, I make my little jokes about Jeanie Mai. I was calling the lady Chinese when I know full well she Vietnamese because I knew it would upset some people that I was being purposely disrespectful and funny, right? But I really ain't had no problem with Jeanie Mai. A lot of people had problems with Jeanie Mai when she was like, oh yeah, she like black meat on the side. That didn't really bother me because what it was giving me was just foolish little skinny Asian girl. Who really cares? It's like in the grand scheme of black culture, she's harmless. In the grand scheme of the world, Jeanie Mai is harmless. Ain't nobody sitting around saying Jeanie Mai's opinion weighs heavily so much that she's shifting culture. So I really didn't care about the black meat, side meat comment. What I do matter about, and here is where white adjacency intersects with blackness. She is in a divorce battle with Jeezy right now, you know, being accused of withholding the daughter from Jeezy. And the first thing Jeanie Mai leaned on was the racial trope of the black man being dangerous and having weapons. Her fight and her rebuttal to Jeezy saying that she's withholding the daughter is that she's not withholding the daughter. She's concerned about the buzzword safety of her daughter because he's got firearms around the home and the firearms need to be put away. Okay, in order for you to know this, these same said firearms had to be unlocked and accessible when your ass was living there. It wasn't a problem then, so why is it a problem now? It wasn't a problem then, so why isn't it a problem now? And while I don't know the depths of what it is Jeanie and Jeezy are going through, I don't know where they're at with their communication, whether they're communicating through their mamas, family members, a mediator, or a lawyer. It sounds very reasonable to me that if Jeanie and or her attorneys said to Jeezy and or his attorney, can y'all just ensure that the guns are locked up and the little girl will come over? That's an easy request and something very easy for him to comply to. I don't see him pushing back on that. I see him saying sure. Secondly, I don't like the dog whistling. I don't like the implication that this man who was your husband is now somehow not responsible enough to care for his daughter. I know for a fact, Jeanie Mai, because we share mutual friends whose names I won't talk about, that there have been times where you have been gone, you've been out doing social activities or whatever the case may be, and your daughter's been home with her dad. What was the gun situation then? Now all of a sudden that you're going through a divorce is the guns, the guns, the guns, the guns, and now the gun. So my question to Jeanie Mai and team is, if Jeezy sends a screenshot to y'all right now that the guns are locked up in the safe, what time you dropping her off? If the guns are locked up in the safe in the back of the closet in the panic room, the people want to know what time are you dropping her off and what date. And I'm here to tell you it'll be February 15th because then she's going to find another reason as to why the daughter can't be over there. Or it's going to be supervised. It's going to be a request for supervised visitation next. And I'm here to tell y'all, abuse claims finna come up. Watch and see. Once he combat the gun situation, it's going to be abuse claims next. I'm telling you. I'm telling you it's coming. I'm telling you it's coming. That's what these white women and these white adjacent women who get to reap the benefits of white privilege to some degree, that's what they do. And it's not going to be hard to sell to their constituency. They're going to start playing Jeezy music. They're going to pull up his past, pull up his arrest records, use the fact that he used to sell dope to paint him out as dangerous and why she needs full custody, so on and so forth, when you knew full and well what you signed up for. Had you act right, listen, and see, I know your tea. And I ain't even finna call the person name who we know together who told me all your 10 while y'all really riding there getting a divorce. I ain't gonna do that person like that because I still value my relationship with that person. And they told me specifically not to get my behind on this internet. But I'm here to tell you this. Had you did what you was supposed to do, Jeannie, and listen to the small little things that the man was telling you, like stop taking Ubers and letting people know where we live by taking Ubers, your Jeanie Mai, take a car. Other things like stop walking the daughter to and from school. People can see you. It's a safety concern. And I'm not always home. Why all your family stay here? Like, had you fixed some little things like that, that man wouldn't have been tired of your ass. He'd have still been over there eating your shrimp fried rice. But you thought you was finna come over here and get the money, get the access, and do what you want to do. Now, you got your own little money. I ain't saying you got to use them. But you caused this, Jeannie Mai, from what the people in Atlanta is saying. And now you want to play dumb and clueless. Not today, girl. Not today. Jeannie, I am here to tell you, you are going to wreck yourself, so you better check yourself trying to play games with the child. You're going to wreck yourself. It's not cool, Jeannie Mai. It's not cool. Don't do him like this, Jeannie Mai. You're bigger than that. Because all it's going to do is come back to bite you. Y'all need to end this divorce, and it needs to be clean. I don't think that your brand is big enough, Jeannie Mai, to withstand a dangerous, a ugly divorce. And if Jeezy and his team start slinging mud in your direction, it may hurt you more than him. He's a rapper. He has an unclean brand. He has a brand that can withstand being dirty. Rappers have dirty brands. They're not dirty as in like filthy or dirt on the ground, but they can withstand certain things. Your Hallmark Channel, your Lifetime, you can't withstand scandal. So you might want to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Y'all, I don't know, things just ain't looking good with people in relationships these days. I just don't understand what's really going on with the internet right now. With relationships, it's looking like it's probably just better to be by your goddamn self. Or to choose better, or get a matchmaker, or hell, get on Tinder. I don't know what all to say, but that's all I got on all this, y'all. It's been a pretty slow news. There ain't a whole lot going on worth much. No way. I'll catch y'all later on tonight on TGIF. Bye.